Shai-Gilgeous Alexander has quickly risen from a great Kentucky prospect to an inevitable MVP candidate and potential face of the NBA. With him even improving upon an All-NBA season from last year, he's propelled himself into an unstoppable force and is a good reason why the OKC Thunder are legit title contenders. In this video, we'll look into the rise of Shai-Gilgeous Alexander, how he puts the fear of God in defenses, and why he's undoubtedly a top MVP candidate this season. Before we begin, be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and be sure to sub to the channel for even more content like this. If you're looking for a factory of great NBA guards, then look no further than Kentucky basketball, a program that has produced guys like Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, Tyler Hero, and Tyrese Maxey. Moreover, there was a special guard in the fold for the 2018 season, a big Canadian guard named Shai-Gilgeous Alexander. He didn't have the craziest burst, didn't have the flashiest handle, and wasn't a volume 3-point shooter as other modern guard prospects were. But at 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, Shai uses excellent footwork, agility, and ability to change speed and direction to take defenders off the dribble and get to his spots. With great body control as well, Shai was able to easily get into the paint and complete tough finishes. As a solid threat from mid-range, an underrated shooter from the outside at 40%, and someone who provided much rim pressure, SGA developed into a good playmaker. He was typically 1 to 2 steps ahead of the defense, making minimum mistakes and using the attention he garnered to create for others on dump-offs and kickouts. Additionally, with high IQ, an excellent wingspan, and quick hands, Shai proved to be a playmaker on the defensive end as well, averaging 1.6 steals a game, and wound up being drafted by the LA Clippers. Once there, Shai hit the ground running, being already a plus defender, being a great finisher with his ability to contort his body and finish with both hands, and with him being in the rotation since game 1 of the season and playing all 82 games. Shai ended up being a key piece in what turned out to be a playoff team in a tough Western Conference, but this would actually be his last season with the Clippers. With the Clippers essentially having to trade for Paul George in order to land Kawhi Leonard in free agency, SGA, on top of a generational amount of first-round picks, were headed to OKC, a place where Shai immediately blew up into a star. He dropped 54 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists and 3 steals and 3 blocks through his first 2 games with the team, became the second player ever to record a 2020-10 triple-double, became the youngest Thunder player to drop 30-plus points in a game outside of KD and Russ, and he was the leading scorer on a playoff team that had a 0.2% chance of making the playoffs to begin with. One key difference between sophomore Shai and rookie Shai is his amount of drives per game that came along with his increased usage. At this point, Shai was already top 10 in the league in drives per game in just his second season and scored 10 points per game off of drives. That was actually a higher mark than guys like Jimmy Butler and Donovan Mitchell, and with him being a 47% mid-range shooter that season, Shai had multiple ways in which he could either dominate with his scoring or even his playmaking. Shai's versatility allowed the Thunder that season to use a dangerous 3-guard lineup between he, CP3, and Dennis Schroeder, which proved to be arguably the best 3-man lineup in the league that year. But with the Thunder selling high on their veterans that offseason, Shai was going to be given more opportunities and faced not making the playoffs for the first time in his young NBA career. Well, the Thunder did miss the playoffs, but he ended up having a lights-out season. SGA essentially set career highs across the board, despite defenses playing most of their attention on him, averaging 24 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds, while shooting 51% from the field and 42% from 3 on 5 attempts a game. How Shai did this with minimal floor spacing surrounding him is pretty insane, but with his improved strength, mechanics, higher volume perimeter shots, and newfound mentality, the way was essentially paved for who he is today. Without CP3, he was used as the primary pick-and-roll ball handler as both a scorer and playmaker, Flourish being as the ball handler in pick-and-pop situations, and with him shooting 50% on pull-up threes that season, defenders were stumped on how they were supposed to guard him. If we fast forward to the 2023 NBA season, we see where Shai somehow took another leap. A leap that not only made him an all-star, but one that made him an all-NBA performer. He completely put the league on notice due to being 5th in the entire league in scoring at 31 points per game at just 24 years of age, and did something magical in the process. By season's end, he became only the 3rd guard in league history to average 30 plus points on 50% from the field or better for an entire season. He would shoot 51% from the field that year and shot 91% from the free throw line, an area that made defenders insane because he was a master of drawing contact. In terms of how Shai dominated, well, he wasn't someone who's going to kill you by making 10 threes a game, but he was rather a master in the paint. SGA drove more than any player in the league last season, and that's how he kept his defenders in trouble. He got fouled 6 times a game on drives and generated the most points on drives in the entire league at 17 points a game. Again, he's not the greatest athlete or a freak athlete heading into the rim, but his footwork, handle, and ability to change pace at a moment's notice made him nearly unstoppable. You just can't speed him up as a defensive player, as he would just find a way to play at his own pace and pull off a crazy finish inside, find an open teammate, put you in foul trouble, or just get to his spot within the arc and hit a mid-range jumper. Everything previously said provides proof that Shai has entered the conversation as one of the best players in the league. But the thing is, his play this season validates him as a bare minimum top 3 MVP candidate. He's taken an OKC team that just made the play-in tournament last year to the 2nd seed in a tough Western Conference, is putting up strong averages of 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists, and he plays a role as to why the Thunder are not only a top 10 offense, but he plays a role in why they're a top 10 defense as well. This season, Shai is averaging a mind-boggling 2.8 steals a game, which is far and wide the best mark in the league today. To provide further context here, Shai has 23 more steals than next closest player, than ironically Paul George, and he has more steals on the season than turnovers. I repeat, he has more steals this season than turnovers. Plus, he's still the league leader in drives per game, shooting 56% on those shot attempts and scoring 16 points on those attempts. If the season ended today, am I giving Shai MVP? Well, no, because I think the frontrunner right now is Nikola Jokic, and Joel Embiid is a close runner-up. However, Shai is most definitely making an All-NBA first team this season at this rate, will make another All-Star team, obviously, and has a chance to solidify himself even higher in NBA hierarchy with playoff success. Those are just my thoughts on SGA, so please let me know how you guys feel about him in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on SGA, and where do you think he ranks among the top players in the league? Also, where do you currently rank him in the MVP ladder, and how high do you view his ceiling to be down the line? Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like can make a tremendous difference for the channel, and be sure to sub to the channel for even more content like this. Hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.